recent press interviews or at book signings and speaking engagements, people have been asking what's next for me now that my book is out. Well, I'm happy that I'm finally able to announce what I'll be working on. Today, Law and Crime, the leading live trial and true crime network, and I announced that we will be collaborating on an investigative podcast series that explores the case of Ilya Lichtenstein and Heather Morgan, the couple who have been accused of attempting to launder $4.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. The series will be a deep dive into the story to understand the married couple at the center of it, how they allegedly attempted to launder the Bitcoin stolen from Bitfinex, and then to look more closely at the clues that led to their arrest. I'm thrilled to be partnering with Law and Crime to tell this tale about stolen Bitcoin with the depth and level of detail it deserves. It will be a fascinating journey not only into the lives of this couple that has already captivated the internet, but into how blockchain sleuthing enabled the government to track them down. We have a press release out about it today, which you can read on Law and Crime. So if you're interested in learning more, check out the Unchained Daily newsletter today and tomorrow, and/or my Twitter feed. Also, as usual, I have upcoming book events for my book tour. So you can also find these at laurashin.com on the book page, which is laurashin.com/book/tour-dates. And I'm just going to give a quick rundown through all the events. So if you live in any of these cities, you might want to come check them out. And a few of these are also virtual events. Wednesday, March 30th, I'll be speaking remotely with Six Senses about the Cryptopians at 2 p.m. Eastern. If you want to save your spot, the sign up is at laurashin.com/book. The same day, I will be speaking and moderating a panel at the National Security Institute called Crypto and National Security: How to Validate American Innovation and Verify U.S. National Security, with panelists Jerry Brito of Coin Center, Sheila Warren of the Crypto Council for Innovation, and Juan Zarate of K2 Integrity and NSI Advisory Board member. On Thursday, March 31st at 1 p.m. Eastern or 10 a.m. Pacific, I am doing a Twitter Spaces with Fingerprints DAO, in which I will be interviewed by OG crypto artist Mitchell Chan. Many of you tweeted at me about how much you loved Mitchell when he came on Unchained. So I would highly encourage you to check this out. He is a fascinating person. I'm sure he will ask great questions. And also he knows quite a bit about journalism and plans to dive into some issues involving covering crypto. Tuesday, April 5th, if you're going to be in Miami, I will be doing a reading and signing hosted by the City of Miami Beach and Future Perfect Ventures. It will be at Sky Yard from 6 to 8 p.m. Jalak Jobanputra, CEO of Future Perfect Ventures, will be interviewing me. You need to RSVP by this Friday, April 1st, to Diana Fontani at miamibeachfl.gov. And then on Saturday, April 9th, I will be interviewed at the Annapolis Book Festival at 11 a.m. On Tuesday, April 12th, I will be at Startup Grind's global event in Redwood City, which is focused this year on Web3. The time is TBD. And May 4th, I will be in conversation with author Jimmy Soni at the PBS Seattle Crosscut Festival, which takes place from May 4th to 7th. Again, details TBD. Finally, last but not least, I will be at the Oslo Freedom Forum from May 23rd to 25th. Again, details TBD. And now, on to the show. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Unchained, your no-hype resource for all things crypto. I'm your host, Laura Shin, author of The Cryptopians. I started covering crypto 6 years ago, and as a senior editor at Forbes, was the first mainstream media reporter to cover cryptocurrency full-time. This is the March 29th, 2022 episode of Unchained. This episode of Unchained is brought to you by Beefy Finance, the multi-chain yield optimizer. Beefy is the easiest way to earn more from your crypto. Deposit funds into Beefy's secure vaults to auto-compound yields across 12 blockchains. Got crypto? Choose Beefy. Welcome to a new world of crypto-friendly banking with Cross River Bank. Request your fiat on-off ramp solution now at crossriver.com/crypto. Buy, earn, and spend crypto on the Crypto.com app. New users can enjoy 0 credit card fees on crypto purchases in the first 30 days. Download the Crypto.com app and get $25 with the code LAURA. Link in the description. Today's guest is Do Kwon, co-founder of Terraform Labs. Welcome, Do.
Hi, Laura. Thanks for having me.
So, just a heads up, everyone, that when I asked Doe to come on the show, he requested that we focus on new applications he's working on because he was tired of answering the same questions all the time. And since I'm doing so many press interviews for my book and I'm also being asked the same questions all the time, I actually agreed to that. We did, however, that obviously we would need to cover some basics on Terra and UST so that people wouldn't be lost and they would understand, what his project's about is and all that. But I just wanted to make it clear kind of like why this interview may not cover as much territory as I would typically cover in an interview. However, for those who want to hear more from Doe, he did appear on the chopping block last week. So make sure to check out that episode. Okay, so I'm just going to start with some exposition so we can, make sure everybody's up to speed, but also, minimize the amount of time that you spend talking about this stuff. So you can feel free to tweak anything that I say. But as I mentioned before, you're the co-founder of Terraform Labs, and that has built the Terra ecosystem. And the Terra ecosystem is probably best known for its algorithmic stablecoins, such as UST, which is pegged to the US dollar. But now you have other protocols also built on top, such as Mirror, which offers synthetic assets on things like stocks, including US stocks. Or there's Anchor, which is like a savings platform, and it currently offers yield of almost 20%. But why don't we start the discussion about your main stablecoin UST? Because you recently had big news about changes you were going to make about how it's being backed. And it used to be that in order to mint, say, 10 UST, you would have to burn $10 worth of Luna, which is the staking token of Terra. But obviously, you changed how that works. So why don't you explain what the new system is for people?
Sure. So, as a refresher for people that are not intimately familiar with how Terra works, is that the idea is that in order to mint one Terra USD, which is a stable coin pegged to one US dollar, you need to burn $1 worth of Luna in order to do so. And then on the other side of the trade, if you're looking to redeem one Terra USD, you can trade it into the blockchain and get $1 worth of Luna back in return. So the idea is that Luna, as the staking asset, expands and contracts in supply to absorb the demand volatility for Terra stablecoins. We've had some pretty good success with this. So Terra USD is currently the fourth largest stablecoin in the world at roughly around $16 billion in market cap. And by, I think, within a relatively recent future, looking at its current growth trajectory, I think it's going to be number 3 relatively soon. So we recently made announcements whereby we're bootstrapping a large decentralized forex reserve in the form of Bitcoin. So we've initially seeded this reserve with about $3 billion in assets, and we're in the process of converting all those exogenous assets into Bitcoin. And then we have plans to grow this to some meaningful percentage of USD market cap within the next year.
And why did you decide to make that change?
Well, so a couple of things. So the first is algorithmic stablecoins. So a system whereby Luna absorbs demand volatility for UST is reasonably robust. And as Luna market cap grows, it's going to get more and more robust. But it also has the downside that in sort of drastic changes in demand, you could lead to death spiral situations where, the price of Luna is falling at the same time as the money supply of UST is contracting. In the beginning, when Terra was, focusing on a limited number of use cases where, the largest developer on the Terra ecosystem was Terraform Labs, which was the company that I founded. But now it's actually one of the largest ecosystems in the world. So by TVL, it is the second largest smart contract platform after Ethereum. By usership, it's probably like around that rank. And then the number of applications that are being built on Terra ranges from, let's say, leverage applications to options to Forex to interest rate swaps to dog coins like Dogecoin and so many different things, that it becomes harder and harder to reason about the demand volatility for Terra stablecoins. There's also lots of Terra stablecoins that have been exported to different blockchains. Like, for example, UST is the largest used and the largest TVL and the most frequently used pool on Curve Finance on Ethereum, for instance. One of the largest on Saber on Solana, one of the largest on Trader Joe on Pangolin on Avalanche. So all combined, sort of the size of the economy that is being built on Terra stablecoins is becoming larger and less predictable. So it stands to reason that similar to how a lot of export-based economies in the real world provision forex reserves to sort of control the short-term demand fluctuations in its currency, it became a natural choice for Terra to provision its own forex reserve as well. Except, in line with what we're trying to do here, it made sense to do this in a decentralized fashion by setting up smart contracts against which people can trade in Bitcoin to mint more UST, and vice versa, redeem USD against Bitcoin.
So we're going to explore that a little bit more, but I also want to understand. So since previously it was Luna essentially that was backing UST, now what will be the role for Luna going forward?
Well, so you can think about this as a fractional forex reserve, right? So in the sense that before, in order to mint 1 Terra USD, you were burning $1 worth of Luna. Now it's going to be a little bit different, whereby when you mint 1 Terra USD, some Luna is going to get burned, and some Luna is going to be used to provision this decentralized forex reserve. So you can think about like a portion of UST seigniorage going to provision a large reserve of exogenous assets like Bitcoin.
So basically, what I read was that